I'll take that.
Ganun na mangyayari
I'll
po.
take that as judge's order, sir.
Ano po?
You have 5 lawyers.
Or for
Ah. Kung nung natanggap mo yung show cause orders, bakit kung wala yung provincial administrator mo, hindi ka na lang naghanap ng abogado doon sa probinsya mo para tulungan ka doon sa problema mo? Samantalang ngayon, nandito ka to comply with the contempt and detention order of the two committees, you're with 4 lawyers.
judicial rule. And that is what we are also trying to
Is
responsibilities to the House hearings. My apologies, Your Honor.
Naman, this is an insult to the committee.
Magandang araw sa atin lahat mga kababayan po natin. Sadyang napakagaling at mukhang big time talaga itong si Gobernador Mamba. Imagine nyo mga kababayan po natin, nagdala ng 4 na abogado dito sa Kongreso para maproteksyonan siya umano sa kanyang mga legal na karapatan. At pinaikot-ikot lamang itong mga kongresista po natin dahil ang tanong nga ng mga kongresista kung siya nga ba talaga ang nagbigay ng mandato na hindi mag-attend ng House Inquiry itong kanyang mga tauhan, at ito ay dinidinay niya at taliwas or kabaliktaran sa mga rason ng kanyang mga empleyado na hindi sila naka-attend sa mga naunang hearing dahil nga hindi sila pinayagan ni Gobernador Mamba. Ayon kay Gobernador Mamba ay hindi niya pinagbawalan ang mga ito, kundi ang kanilang mga departamento umano ang nagbawal. Kaya nga naman natanong ng isang kongresista kung dapat din ba i-cite in contempt itong mga tauhan ni Gobernador Mamba dahil sa kanilang pagsisinungaling. At si Gobernador Mamba muntik na naman ma-cite in contempt ni Gobernador Akop muli dahil sa kanyang tila ba pagpapalusot at pagsisinungaling. Ngunit nagulantang itong mga kongresista po natin nung mabasa po nila o ma-receive nila itong sulat nga ni Gobernador Mamba o yung kanyang apela sa Supreme Court patungkol sa kanyang pagkakulong dito sa House of Congress, itong cite in contempt, at ipinaglaban niya ito dito sa Supreme Court. So ngayon ay papag-usapan nila kung ano ang magiging desisyon at dapat ba ikulong itong si Gobernador Mamba o hayaan na itong makauwi sa kanyang probinsya pagkatapos ng kanyang apela sa Supreme Court.
You impliedly admitted that you did not give the travel orders. You said, while no travel orders were issued to allow the resource persons from the provincial government to travel on official business. That's your written statement for that you admitted that you did not give them the travel authority. In fact, you tried to justify it by saying that while there was no travel order given, they could have gone there on their personal or their own accord. No employee would do that, Gov. You know that, di ba? Walang empleyadong mag-escape from work without any travel authority coming from the governor.
Nasasabi ni Governor na you did not prohibit any employee of the provincial government to come here to attend the hearings, right, Gov? Ang ibig mo bang sabihin, Gov, ay voluntaryong sinuway ng mga empleyadong ito yung show cause order na in-issue ng Kongreso? So dapat din ba naming i-contempt ang mga empleyadong ito?
They were here August 9, ma'am. Nag-attend lahat sila dito.
Called for was on August 7 where they failed to appear because there
Yes.
was no travel authority given, sir.
Yeah, but I did not prevent any issuance of any travel authority, sir. Nobody told me to give them a travel authority, sir. Ang nangyari po, yung sinasabi ng assistant treasurer, that might have come from the treasurer themselves.
Governor, it wasn't just the assistant provincial treasurer, but all of them were not given. Even your provincial administrator testified, sir, that there was no travel authority issued by your office to any of them, and that they consulted her whether or not they could appear on that day. Sir, sila po nag-testify na they wanted to come, but they could not do so because you did not give them the travel authority.
Sa akin kasi, it was never my intention not to give a travel authority.
Okay, sir, the provincial administrator on her own refused to give your employees the travel authority, because if that is the case, sir, then I would like to cite her in contempt again.
No, sir, ganito ang nangyari. Sa alam ko, the department heads, the department heads themselves, I think, I'm only speculating here. I think decided for their offices.
That was
Yun
the
po yung
testimony, sir. Even their provincial administrator testified that they could not come here because there was no travel authority. So when we personally asked some of them, because we did not have enough time, Gov, to ask all of them, they said, oh, because it was the activity of the government, provincial government to distribute goods, sir, on that day. No? But when asked if they were given the travel authority, would they have appeared? They answered in the affirmative that they would have appeared had they been given the travel authority coming from your office.
But for me, sir, had they asked me, I have given it to them. Given it to them, sir. Hindi sa ano.
Do you have to wait for them to ask for the travel authority?
Well,
You
sa
have
akin,
to?
sir,
Very familiar of the fact that Congress is asking for the participation of certain officials of the province of Cagayan. Alam niyo po yon na meron pong ongoing hearing. At alam din po ninyo through your provincial administrator kung sino-sino pong pinatawag naming official who can shed light on the issues being deliberated in this committee. Nga ba sila ay humingi pa ng travel authority sa inyo?
I'm really sorry. I'm really sorry if I failed all of your expectations po.
Kaya ganyan naman po kami makapunta, pahingi naman po ng travel authority. You're expecting them to ask this from you, from your office? Eh kami na nga po ang nagpapatawag eh. If you consider the authority of this committee to call anybody as a former member of this house, kayo po ang higit na nakakaalam kesa doon sa mga tao ninyo. So the question remains, do they have to ask this authority to travel? Ako na sasagot, hindi po. Kaya yung tanong po ni Congresswoman Alin. So is it the conclusion of this committee that these people, your officials, deliberately divide this committee? And for doing that, they're also subject to contempt.
I'll take the
Ganun na mangyayari
I'll
po.
take the judges for them, sir.
Ano po?
I'll take the judges for them. Kasalanan ko po yun.
So, tatagal po yung detention ninyo. Kasi
Sir.
ilan po ba yung pinatawag namin?
Mr. Chair, 15 lahat yung mga government, provincial employees.
O ilan ba
So,
sila? Ilan ba
and
yung
how do you
contempt?
reconcile the statement of those 15 from the statement of the governor? Sino ba dapat ang paniwalaan? 15 na ito na katao na nagsabing hindi mo sila pinayagan dahil hindi ka nag-issue ng travel order. Ikaw ba dapat ang paniwalaan o itong 15 na empleyado ng provincial government?
Governor, please.
Well, I would not talk of the numbers, sir. Kaya nga sabi ko, if that was my kasalanan ko po yun, let it lay on me. I'm really, really sorry.
Mr. Chair.
Just to make the record straight, it's not 15, it's 14 because during that hearing of August 9, it was only 14 because Sinding was not present during that hearing. So instead of 15, yung numero talaga is 14. Yes, Kong.
Mr. Chair, I would just want to be clarified with the responses of the good governor, if I may, Mr. Chair.
Proceed.
Yes, Gov, alam niyo po ba talaga na alam niyo na may proceeding po dito, no?
Yeah, alam ko po.
So alam niyo po na nag-start po tayo ng medyo when, Mr. Chair, when did we start the proceeding? Sometime I wasn't deputized at that time, so may I just,
The first
Timeline
hearing
is
was May
important.
23.
ano po?
May 23. The second hearing was May 31 when the good governor is present.
Okay.
That was the second schedule of hearing.
So, Gov, alam niyo po ba yun na it started in May? And then
Opo.
continuous po yung
Opo.
on fast forward po tayo sa July. On July 25, alam niyo na din po na na-postpone ang hearing, hindi ba?
Yung pagdating ng
Yeah,
ingay po.
pagdating ng
Yes,
ingay.
yes,
Opo.
I know.
Sige po. So after a while you still know na ongoing yung committee hearings at naging congressman na po kayo, aware naman po kayo na in any time soon, since na hindi ho nakarating or ay yung makarating ng mga iba, ay magko-conduct po, i-exercise po ng committee ito ang kanilang power to subpoena. Alam niyo naman po din yun.
Yeah, opo.
Pero despite that, ang sinasabi po niyo sa committee ito ay hindi niyo ho alam. Ibig sabihin, parang wala ho kayong idea na po pwedeng i-exercise ng power ng committee yung kanyang power para papuntahin dito yung mga dapat na makapunta dito.
Alam ko po. Na
Alam ko
meron.
po.
Yes.
So, ang pagkakaintindi ko po, correct me if I'm wrong, Mr. Chair, since alam niyo po na possible na ipatawag po yung mga taong ito, whatever the power granted to this committee na pwede nang exercise, ang impression ko po ngayon is parang it's either ayaw niyong i-honor ang committee at binabaliwalan niyo po ang committee or talagang hindi niyo po kumbaga there's the semblance of defiance on your part. Yun po yung pagkakaintindi ko po sa mga mga sagot po ninyo. Kasi alam niyo po yung power ng committee at alam niyo po ongoing ang committee ito, pero ang mga sagot niyo po ay hindi ko alam na may may sumulat, hindi ko alam na may natanggap ang aking administrator, hindi ko alam na kailangan pala yung mga line heads of agencies na dumalo na based on your track record, you were once a former congressman and you knew from the very start, Pugo, that the committee, while it starts its proceeding and continues to do its job, alam niyo po na we can always request for all the personalities, individuals that are needed for the conclusion and resolution of a certain House resolution or any cases pending before the committee. So yun po yung pagkakaan po, Mr. Chair, parang it's either there's a sheer negligence on the part of the good governor not to honor or talagang deliberate po na didefine niya. So ganun na po yung impression ko kasi alam niyo ma po na yun nga, nagko-conduct tayo ng committee investigation dito. Mr. Chair, it's not a question, that's just a manifestation and that's part of my statement. Thank you.
Thank you, Representative Badyo. Any other member who would like to ask any question?
Mr. Chair,
Chairman Akop?
ewan ko kasi umalis ako kanina para makapag-participate sa committee hearing ng DTI. Anyway, I was listening to the interpellation of the Honorable Marcoleta. Sinasabi niya na masyadong dependent si Governor sa kanyang provincial administrator to such an extent that he was not able to file his answer to the show cause order on time. Pero matanong ko nga si Governor, may kasama po kayong abogado ngayon, di po ba? You have 5 lawyers?
Governor? Chairman Akop is asking if you're with lawyers now.
Yes, yes, Your Honor.
You have 5 lawyers? Or?
For
Nasobrahan ko. Mr. Governor, kung nung natanggap mo yung show cause orders, bakit kung wala yung provincial administrator mo, hindi ka na lang naghanap ng abogado doon sa probinsya mo para tulungan ka doon sa problema mo? Samantalang ngayon, nandito ka to comply with the contempt and detention order of the 2 committees, you're with 4 lawyers. Kindly explain that to me. Bakit nung ikaw ay kinakailangan sumagot sa show cause order, hindi ka makahanap ng abogado? Ngayon, mapupunta ka rito at may kukulong ka dito sa institution na ito, meron kang 4 na abogado. Sige nga po.
Mr. Chair, sabi ko nga kanina, no? Yung provincial administrator ko and chief of staff ko ang nagsasabi sa akin ng lahat ng dumadating na correspondence. And if I am not informed about it, no? Kasi sa dami rin naman ang kwan, mahirap kasi na sabihin ko dapat maraming trabaho. If you don't accept that, ang sinasabi ko po is, if I only knew na hindi makaya ni Attorney Charo ito from that note at hindi niya maasikaso ito to take it with me, I may have done so, no? Kasi may mga abogado naman akong mga pwedeng lapitan. Yun po yung nangyari sa akin, no? And that is why I was dependent on her to inform me about this, no? Because every day po, lahat po kasi ng correspondence or letters or anything, kina-counter sign niyo po sa akin. So every day po, no, sinasabi niya rin sa akin, ito. Siguro, because of yung mga sabay-sabay na nangyari po sa amin, really, no, we may have not, or siguro po, nakaligtaan po namin ang dapat na magawa, especially for me.
Mr. Governor, it's hard for me to believe that. Kasi kung titingnan ko po yung inyong mga pananalita po doon sa Bombo Radio, you have been kept abreast of what's happening in the 2 committees. Investigador po ako, Governor, kasi dati po akong pulis. It's very hard for me to believe yung kayong statement mo. Dahil kung titingnan ko, pag meron nangyayari dito, meron kang sagot doon sa Bombo Radio sa programa mo. As a matter of fact, sinasabi mo pa nga na walang pera yung Cagayan provincial government. Wala naman kaming sinasabi na wala kang pera eh. Ang sinasabi namin, mali ang paggastos ninyo ng pera ng gobyerno. Yun po ang sinasabi namin. And I cannot really believe na hindi nyo alam yung nangyayari dito. Very current po yung information nyo na nangagaling dito. And that is why you know how to answer it doon sa iyong programa. Doon sa Cagayan. Ganun po yun. Di po ba? Now, let's go back to yung sub judice rule. Have you ever asked your lawyer yung advice nila kung sub judice nga itong issue na ito, yung pag hindi mo, yung pagsagot mo rito sa mga katanungan namin? May I know who is the lawyer who advised you on that? That you are not supposed to speak because the issue is sub judice?
Well, my lead lawyer, Your Honor, is Attorney Macalintal po.
Pakitanong nyo nga po doon sa lawyer dahil hindi po siya pwedeng sumagot dito sa kung ito. Is he aware of the case ba of Romero the second versus Estrada decided in 2019? Is he aware of that? Pakitanong lang po yung lead counsel nyo.
He is not here today, sir.
O yung may lawyer mo kung alam niya yun. Yung apat ang lawyer nyo pong dala, di pakitanong lang po. Are they aware of the case of Romero II versus Estrada 2019? And Mr. Chair, the governor has been a member of this house for 12 years. And maybe during those 12 years, he would have participated in investigation in aid of legislation of this nature also. And he would have known that. Otherwise, hindi po siya nag-attend ng mga hearing dito in aid of legislation. That would be my conclusion, Mr. Chair.
Bob, please check your lawyer if he is fine to, no, you're not allowed to speak. You tell Gov what to answer.
Well, according to my lawyer, Your Honor, there are also other jurisprudence on that, on the sub judice rule. And that is what we are also trying to impress into the
Mr. Chair.
committee.
Is your lawyer telling me that the Supreme Court has different decisions insofar as sub judice rule is concerned? Is that what your lawyers are trying to tell us here?
Yes,
Can you cite a
yes.
case related to the powers of Congress? At the same time, it's sub judice rule? With regard to inquiry in aid of legislation, that the Supreme Court has a ruling, and it affirms the, this proceed, Gov.
Is it possible for us to submit our legal position on this matter, Your Honor?
Mr. Governor, ako po ay wala pong binabasa o ano. Bakit kailangan po ng abogado ninyo na kailangan pang mag-submit? May I also ask, Mr. Chair, the Governor, please ask your lawyer if you're not subject to the sub judice rule when you speak about the cases against you.
Please, Gov.
Well, according to my lawyers, I am precluded from discussing the merits and the demerits of the cases.
You're precluded.
Yes.
Pero marami kang sinasabi doon sa Cagayan, sa Bombo Radio, regarding your case. And therefore, you can also be subjected to contempt. Hindi po ba? Hindi as your lawyer dahil baka hindi mo alam.
Well, right here I'm under oath and it will easily affect my case.
Siguro, pag-aralan nyo mabuti yung kuha mong governor dahil you may be doing things outside the bounds of law at ikaw mapapasama. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
May I interject, Mr. Chair? Can
Yes,
you?
you're related
Thank
to
you,
the query.
Mr. Chair. Yes.
Please proceed.
To follow up from the questions elicited by Kong Ako. Earlier, your lawyer said that there are also jurisprudence that will back you up. Can your lawyer now cite to us a particular case that you can use that you're not covered by or you're covered by sub judice rule? What is that jurisprudence? Para hindi ka na mag-appear dito.
Para pantay, Mr. Chair. Kasi nag-cite ako, sila walang ma-cite.
He was citing a contrary jurisprudence. A jurisprudence which is inconsistent with the one cited by Honorable Ako. Mr. Chair, the last time I checked, the sub judice rule has no application in relation to the hearings conducted in Congress in aid of legislation. The Supreme Court will not or will desist from entertaining any case because it's a political question. There's no legal or there is no justiciable controversy in that. So until and unless your lawyer will be able to come up with a jurisprudence for our education, that you're not supposed to appear before us, then we will stop this investigation. Hindi, sabihin mo na lang ano yung case. Mag-cite ka nga ng case, Mr. Lawyer. Can you cite the case now? What case? Sige, sige.
No. Let the governor answer. Ang case na naman ang hiningi ni
There
Honorable
was
Marcoleta.
to cite a legal memorandum, Your Honor. My lawyers are telling me that they'll cite a legal memorandum on this.
Eh, bakit tayo legal memorandum sinasabi? Sabi mo kasi kanina, there are other jurisprudence that you can use na parang babangga doon sa sinabi ni Honorable Ako. Gusto ko lang naman malaman ano yun. Bakit kailangan pa ng legal memorandum naman? Ikaw naman.
Gov.
Well, so that we could properly discuss this, because it could also involve the right of self-incrimination.
So is the lawyer saying that he is not prepared to give us even one jurisprudence? You're not prepared to cite one today.
We can, they cannot cite one today.
He cannot.
Yes.
O sige, kailangan maging honest ka kasi, attorney.
Mr. Chair,
Yes, Chairman ako.
kasi I feel offended.
Kaya ito yung sinasabi ko eh.
Oh, by your answer, Mr. Governor, because of your lawyer. When I asked you that question, you're supposed to ask your lawyer kung alam niya yung kaso na yun. Ang sinabi niya, meron siyang contrary jurisprudence. Ang ibig niyong sabihin, pakitanong nga yung lawyer ninyo, kung yung lawyer ninyo ay nagsasabi siya na walang basihan, pagsasagot dito. Sinasabi niya may contrary decision ng Korte Suprema, tapos wala siyang masabi. Ano yung basis niya?
Well, according to my lawyers, may basihan po sila. But they
Then you
could
change
cite
your lawyer,
they could
Mr.
not cite
Governor.
it at this point in time, Your Honor.
Otherwise, you'll be hanged.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
I guess, Governor, no, you know why these questions keep popping up? Because although you said earlier that these are your explanations, when we look at things, kasi when they happen, it's parang baliktad eh, no? You say you were uninformed of the things that were happening because your provincial administrator was not around, yet almost on a daily basis you were saying things on radio that were parang would show that you were informed and up to date. And you wanted the committee to reconsider the things, the orders that have been issued against you. Yet at the same time, you filed a case in the Supreme Court questioning that very authority, that very order. So it's very contradictory. Everything that you say and do always has a different thing, no, a different meaning, Governor. That's why I think it's very hard for the members of the committee to try to understand where you're coming from, especially so that you were once a member of this house, sir. So I'm trying to explain lang po where we're also coming from. Na medyo mahirap for us to understand or to empathize with you right now because kabaliktaran yung nakikita namin eh. So you say you're uninformed, yet you attack us on the radio and on your speeches. You say that you did not give them you did not prevent them from coming over, but you also admitted that you never gave them the travel authority. You said that you were apologetic to the committee for this and that, yet you filed the case for the Supreme Court questioning the very authority. So it's always may kabaliktaran po, always. Eh. So That's my observation po, Mr. Chair.
And the administrator, Mr. Chair, by authority of the provincial governor, asked for 2 days in order to intelligently answer the show cause order. Alam mo, Governor, in the courts of law, in the regular courts of law, once the lawyer asks for at least a few days, kung minsan 10 days or 15 days, within which to file an answer or reply or memorandum or whatever, and the court grants it, you have to respect that. So when the provincial administrator asks for 2 days to intelligently submit or reply to the show cause order by authority of the provincial governor, and she did not, yung judge magagalit po. Yung karaniwan sasabihin niya, bakit ka humingi sa akin ng 10 days and 15 days pagkatapos hindi ka naman pala your motion is denied. So paano tayo ngayon? Eh kayo na po yung humingi kasi. Sana humingi na lang kayo ng the whole eternity. Baka naniwala ang chairman ng committee. Kasi napakabait ni Congressman Paduano. Oh, paano ito? He's asking for eternity. O di wala kang kasalanan. But she asked for 2 days. At pinagbigyan namin. I hope we can search from our hearts the ability to appreciate the explanations that you are giving us from all the questions raised by the members of this committee. Nahihirapan po kami, Governor. Nahihirapan po kami. I hope we can help you. But the way things are being explained to us, napakahirap naming abutin. Talaga po. We need to simplify this, but maski pa paano namin pagbalik-balik rin ang pangyayari. It goes back from where we started, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Honorable Coleta. Yes, no?
Really, my apologies to the members of the committee. And we will assure you that we will be issuing travel orders. We will be here. Pag kailangan niyo po kami. No, really. Siguro, I take it on. No? And I want to apologize to all of you here. And we promise that kung ano po yung papatawag nyo dito, we will be here. Kung ano po yung travel order na kailangan issue, we will not refuse any of these travel orders. And rest assured that we will participate. And we will actively participate in all the deliberations and all the hearings that you will be conducting in the future, sir. Mr. Chair.
Anyway, before we suspend for the members to decide. Gov, what about the issue that was raised by the co-chair Flores na ito ngayon, you're so apologetic, nag-apologize ka, but ang problema lagi is paglabas natin dito sa house, sa hearing, especially doon sa programa, banat ka ng banat, and well, in fact, sabi nga ni Kong Flores and to quote him, how can we reconcile your actions to what you're saying now? That you're
Well, my apologies too.
in fact, you have filed, by filing a certiorari doon sa Supreme Court, you're not respecting or you do not believe on the rules of the House in which you're part of the previous Congresses. So, yun lang yung Gov, yung mga, on my part, as a chair of this committee, parang, I go with the sentiment of the co-chairman Flores, Kit, na yung, you're telling us now, you're apologetic now, but what you're doing is so different outside of this House of Congress. Gov.
I'll consult with my lawyers on these things, no, Mr. Chair. No, but really, I apologize for whatever utterances I've given or I've uttered, and I also apologize to the members of this body, no, on the things, no, na maybe, no, it's that of my, no, because I feel that on our part, meron po kami talagang pagkukulang, malaking pagkukulang sa inyong lahat, especially on our responsibility to come over here to participate, and of course, yung mga, yung expectations of what we should do as our responsibilities to the House hearings. My apologies, Your Honors.
Mr. Chair,
Thank you, Gov. Yes, Chairman Ako.
on my part, prudence would dictate that we wait for the decision of the Supreme Court doon sa kanyang petition. Yun yung akin. Kasi nag-file na siya. And from my questioning a while ago, it was received, duly received by the Supreme Court. So, mas maigi siguro. At antayin natin yung resulta ng kwan, whether the Supreme Court will favor our position or favor the position of the good governor.
Yes, Mr. Chair, because in paragraph 18 of this petition for prohibition, it says that, or it's alleged, the unfortunate reality is that the congressional power of inquiry remains to be used as a tool for mere political retribution. So bakit naman, this is an insult to the committee. Governor Mamba, did you file this? Ngayon ko lang nalaman, hindi ko alam na meron ito. Did you file this?
To the information of the Honorable Marcoleta, we have just received an hour ago that document.